It has been 1 week now since the release of Wuthering Waves. A lot of feedback, a lot of stuff's been happening on social media and all that jazz, but I kept playing casually, but I kept playing. Um, Had a blast with it, honestly. I enjoyed it more than I expected, that's for sure. But it's been a week now. Let's give a better review compared to the one I made about 2 days in regards to the game or whatever. So, I will say pretty much my thoughts back then are pretty much the same as it right now. The things I like about the game are like the combat. I think it's one of the best open world combat I've played in a very, very long time, if ever. So that is very, very good. There's also some neat things as well too. I think the whole like grinding of echoes is pretty neat. I'm a big time grinder myself. I play a lot of grindy games like MMORPGs, some grindy gotchas like Grand Blue Fantasy and Azure Lane. So I've been around the block when it comes to grinding. And echo grinding is pretty neat. It's pretty much infinite grinding, but it's time gated by upgrade materials, so it's not really infinite, but it makes you feel better about yourself, so it's not like the end of the world. So I do like that aspect. And I also do enjoy the customization you can do with characters. Like, I'm pretty sure most setup team composition wise is viable. It just comes down to your playstyle and how you want to play the game. But I think that's like most open world gacha games nowadays. You can like mix and match, but I do really like that a lot. Some of the things I don't like, I think it's pretty much the same as the last video. The no skip button is a real downside. I'm not a big fan of the whole like I have to watch all this cutscene when I don't want to. I'm not a big fan of that. I do see why people call this game like very Genshin-like, because I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the features in this game are very similar to Genshin Impact. I never played Genshin Impact like entirely. I played it like a little by little for like over the course of 2 years. I didn't get really far into it, like adventure rank 35 or something, and that's pretty much all I got to. But the features in the game are very similar to Genshin Impact, like the UI, the reward system primarily, and all that stuff is very similar. I also think that this may be just like be the free-to-play part of me, but I feel like the lustrous orbs, the little green balls that you guys get for free-to-play pulls or standard pulls, they run out really fast. Like, I think this might be a thing in like most open world gacha games. I'm not exactly sure, but this one you run out really, really fast. Now I got very lucky on my banner. I got the Verena in the first 10 pull on the RNG banner, and I got Jinshin in the 4th multi of the selector banner. So now I'm just dumping pulls into the RNG one, hoping I get a 3rd, 5 star, and seeing where I go from there. So I did get pretty lucky, but overall though, I think a lot of the blue pulls are pretty lacking. Like, they're pretty generous on the asteroids because you get a decent amount of those, but the blue balls though, it's kind of lacking there, not gonna lie. I also think some of the quests are pretty like far-fetched. You can't skip some of them, which is good, but some of the quest chains are just so long. It takes like forever to get somewhere. You pretty much have to do them though to get Union EXP. I think right now if you play consistently for like maybe a week, you can easily get to like 33, 34 Union level. I'm currently like 30 right now, almost 31. But I've been more casual for the past couple days now because I'm pretty much at the end of the game. Finished all the main story quest lines, all the big side quests that gives EXP. So now I'm just chilling, doing my wave plate stuff and my boss farming and dailies, of course, just trying to keep those time limited stuff down. But overall though, I do think the game is in an okay state. I know a lot of people still like dumpster on this game because like it does things wrong and things wrong and things wrong. Honestly, I think a lot of people had too much expectation for this game, and that's probably why their whole like I don't like this game or whatever. I will say it's not the best game I ever played in my life, but it was a solid release. Like, you can't deny like it's a free game. You got probably like 30-40 hours of gameplay for basically no cost at all. It's actually a pretty solid game, I won't lie. I give it a good maybe 6 out of 10. Primarily, I like the combat a lot. I think that's like the big reason as to why you want to play Wuthering Waves compared to other open world games. The mobility is okay. I do prefer Tower Fantasy mobility much more, but it is much faster compared to Genshin Impact though, which is a very, very good step. Things I don't like about the game though, I think the big thing I don't like about it is this no skip thing. Like, this is probably why I never got far in Genshin. I just hate not being able to skip story if I don't want to read the story. I hate being forced to sit there, watch the storyline, and then I either make fun of it or I forget about it like a week later. Like, I don't like that feature at all. I think it's like one of the big reasons why I don't like it. Now I'm getting to the endgame loop, but I will say there's like not much to do at endgame. I think as of right now, most people are farming out just echoes, like perfect substat echoes that are time gated, by the way, with the unlocker stuff. Legendary echoes, and then pushing your data level, whatever, your bestiary levels as high as possible, and then just farming out legendaries. I think that's what everyone's doing as of right now, which is fine. End game loop is kind of like infinite grind, but it is time gated because of the mats you use to open the slots and the upgrade, so you can't really do much after that. But that's what's to be expected for most release games. Like, there's not much end game content unless they add it in there, so you're probably gonna have to wait for a bit. But overall though, I played the game for a good solid week, probably put in 25-30 hours into the game. Enjoyed it more than I thought I would, that's for sure. Am I gonna keep playing though? Yes, I probably will. I'll keep up with dailies or whatever, because I still want to like use my asteroids for like the big banner pulls and try out new characters. But overall though, I do enjoy it. Now I do think they should have made their initial banners much stronger, because I think the revenue didn't do as good as they probably expected. I think the big thing there is because the standard pool, the basic 5 stars we have now are just so boring. Like, we have 2 Cunnies, a Tiger Boy that no one cares about, Cal Charo, who's probably like the big ticket right here, but not everyone wants to pull for a guy. And then Jinshin is like an awkward tank, not like the prettiest female in the block, but probably like the less jailbait and not a male character one. So pretty much everyone goes for her that's like into female stuff. And then Gion is not like the sharpest tool in the block. Like, if you did his chapter 6 or act 6 arc, he didn't have the strongest story, but he had like an okay story. So yeah, I do think like Tower Fantasy had like what, 15 or something 5 stars on release. They could have definitely done something like that similar, I feel, but it is what it is though. Curl did a good job with the initial release. I know they had to fix a lot of problems or whatever, and some of it is a valid response, like not voice acting, but like stability, like bugs and stuff, like game breaking bugs actually. So it's understandable. But after a week though, pretty much the same opinions as I had to on the second day of this game coming out. It's just I really, really wish they made a skip button for the main quest line. It is so annoying. Aside from that though, very solid. I do feel like the game is pretty empty for the most part though, but I think most new release games are pretty empty until they add more stuff into it. So it is what it is. But yeah, I think that's my 1 week take on the game. Probably do another 1 month take in 3 weeks, because then the real grind is going to hit. The time gates, the end game loop or whatever is going to really hit. And then we'll see where we go from now. I'm still in my honeymoon phase. It's been 1 week now, but I'm enjoying myself. So yeah. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. See you guys in the next one.